Hi, my name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. Welcome to the second episode of the My Adventures with Superman podcast, covering the third episode of Season 1 of the animated series, My Interview with Superman. When a blimp crashes into a skyscraper in Metropolis, the pilot falls out, but before he falls to the street below, Superman catches him to the amazement of citizens watching on. When the blimp explodes, Superman flies to the rescue once more. Lois races in, recorder in hand, to try and get an interview with Superman. Dodging her questions, Superman flies away. At a Metropolis prison, Kyle McDougal and his friend Albert use high-tech weaponry to break Kyle's sister Siobhan out of jail. Kyle's tech allows him to be invisible, while Al's tech makes him super strong. Kyle gives Siobhan a helmet that amplifies sound. Using the mask, she screams at the guards, and they're free. Running late for work at the Daily Planet, Clark brings Lois a coffee, much to her delight. She tells Clark how frustrated she is in not being able to interview Superman. Inside their office, Cat Grant, Steve Lombard and Ronnie Troop are absconding with their murder board, taking all the research Lois, Clark and Jimmy have been collecting on Superman. Lois vows to beat the seasoned reporters by getting the scoop on Superman before they do. When they learn about the prison break, the trio decide to track down the criminals. Kyle shows Siobhan the freezing tech in his possession, giving the leader of Intergang an idea for their next heist. At the prison, Lois, Clark and Jimmy use the press passes Lois borrowed from the Daily Planet reporters, giving them access to talk with the warden. When the warden realizes they're not who they say they are, the trio secretly work their way to the area of the prison break. As they examine the cell, they discover clues that indicate the villains are planning to rob a major Metropolis bank. When Lois, Clark and Jimmy show up at the bank, Intergang are already inside, having frozen citizens while also breaking into the bank vault. When the technology goes haywire, the ice breaks out beyond the bank and threatens the entire city. Clark uses a distraction to change into Superman and flies into the bank. As he fights the three criminals, using his heat vision for the first time, Superman also is able to use X-ray vision to check on Lois and Jimmy outside the bank. He's happy to see that they're trying to help people on the street while also looking for Clark. Once he successfully defeats the Intergang trio, Superman approaches Lois. As the Daily Planet's lead reporters arrive, Superman suggests he and Lois conduct an interview elsewhere. He flies her to the roof of the Daily Planet building where he answers a few questions, admitting he is still trying to work things out, but that the important thing is that he is there to help people. As he flies away, Clark shows up, much to Lois's relief. He promises her he'll help her get the Superman interview, but Lois informs him she already got the interview. Lois thinks Superman is a liar. I gave this episode a 4 out of 5 rating. Episode 3 picks up where the double episode premiere left off and continues the upbeat tone of the series. There's a lot to like about these characters. They're so well crafted. I love how confident Clark is when he's Superman, yet how unsure of himself he is around other people, especially Lois, when he's Clark. It's not an act either. He genuinely feels more comfortable helping people as Superman, and I love that about him. The introduction of Cat Grant, Steve Lombard and Ronnie Troop was an interesting twist, and will make for an intriguing dynamic at the Daily Planet as Lois, Clark and Jimmy make more of a name for themselves. Siobhan and her Intergang cohorts are nothing more than minor criminals who are well and truly out of their depth. The high-tech weapons are obviously going to be an ongoing problem this season. I look forward to seeing how this all plays out. The visions Clark continues to have are another intriguing side story. I have a feeling they'll become more frequent as he explores his powers in more depth. My Interview with Superman is another great episode that just continues what has been a great start to the new animated series. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.